on content in the people that support the channel. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know that
got my dude going on in the background, finna go on these domino tables, man. Welcome to Domino Table Talk. You know what it is. Sometimes we gotta wind down, and that's how we do it, man. So give me a minute, man, while this dude's coming over from the other channel, we'll get into it. I already got my game started. They don't get up off my table.
Even when I didn't know what to do with that shit. Like I've grown and evolved into an active media. And that's what I plan on being. I plan on being a place where you can come to and see
just about
everything. But I'm not gonna add everything. So shout out to Greg Muhammad. I'm not gonna have everything. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to people who have the other side of it when I need it. You know,
impatient ass people don't want to wait.
Sometimes you have to go through and look at some social media shit. The headlines ain't gonna cover it.
I didn't see no content today.
This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to toss this shit back and forth around each other.
Yeah, I'm trying to make Tyrus hold that L. He don't know it yet because he's still on the other channel. He gonna be over here in a minute. He's gonna hold this L. Scared.
I'll be embarrassed my mom chat and say thank you. But you know, somebody can pass the message along for me if they would. You know what I'm saying? I definitely would extend a thank you. But it ain't, you know, it can't be me. I can't come here and say it myself. Y'all know how.
It's.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, I need some music, man. I be feeling like it ain't too much going, man. What the hell?
Thank you, Paris, for covering that story. Motherfuckers be like, look at this dusty ass nigga.
Man, this dude don't come over there talking to Randy. Hey, I'm finna run the game. He'll be back later. Let me mute his ass. Finna mute his ass. All right, let's see. Damn, we only got 1 of 4. And we still need 4 people. 3 people. We'll get it. There go 2. We need 2 more. I made this thing go private. Let me drop it in the chat. Okay, I mean, join the game. Like that. Anybody copy that? Copy that. Paste and StreamYard. Boom. There we go. And they're coming and going. All right, cool. So we got both of them up. What else we need? What else we need to get a good domino table talk going? And those in the chat. That's what's up. All right, I'll jump into my conversation then. Taking the L. You've given a lot of L's. We've taken a lot of L's. It comes with life. But what we're seeing is that it's always going to be a constant struggle to keep the younger folks focused on whatever their goal or sense of purpose is, so that they don't let their L's turn them into an L. You can make mistakes, but that doesn't make you a mistake. You could get it wrong. Sometimes you can even be wrong, but you are not wrong for being. What else? There's a number of ways that we would like to encourage the young folks to continue to keep pressing towards the mark, even after they blew it, they failed, they've done some things that are stupid as hell. And so because of that, we have to continue to have these grown man type conversations. And as soon as we get a couple of folks on the domino table, we can kick that off and have that conversation a little bit more fluently, letting the dominoes speak for us. Now, y'all know how I get down. When I start up these domino table talks, I'm looking to be some, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do some damage. That's it. I don't play no games when it comes to the dominoes, man. I get on these domino tables and I shut them down. Doesn't matter where they from. Cleveland, Ohio, Louisiana, California. They could be from Australia. When it comes to these dominoes, Brother Moses is a problem. So they better know that. Salute, Don Cato. So I got both links in the chat right now. I got one if you want to join the domino game. I got another one if you just want to hit the live stream and chop it up. You know, this is one of those sessions where we just come together and just let the thoughts flow. I'm saying no discrimination. Whoever wants to come on in can come on in. Salute Daffy Girl listening in from the clouds. I appreciate that. Be sure to hit the like if you get a spare thumb, and I appreciate that. Dominoes is one of our best pastimes. I mean, it's from the best and it's from the worst situations that I've learned from in my life. We're situated around that domino table itself. My dad was an avid. Let me turn my camera off first of all. I'm looking all rough. Ain't even got lined up in like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? My little scruggle beard. I got my products coming from Ron 314 for the beard game. Try to get this to grow in because you can see some spaces on my face that have never grown not a single hair, not a single hair on my entire face. Like right here, never grew a single hair follicle. And so because of that, I had to hit up my boy Ron 314. He got that beard game product that's supposed to get me right. Hopefully by February, March, you'll see me with the full Hebrew Israelite. That's right. You know what I'm saying? With the fringes on, beard game looking immaculate. So what am I finna have to do? I don't know if I could start a game when it's just me. I need 4 players. And I look like I only got myself. I wonder if I start one, will they give me 3 computer players? Let's see what they'll do. They'll probably just let it keep spinning until I get 4 players in the room. But we'll see what's up. But yeah, dominoes, holding the L. In most of my domino table talks, or my first ones anyway, I started off talking about my family. Dominoes in my family came out of Louisiana. My pop's oldest son, I think it was like maybe 13 of them. And my dad was the oldest. And one of his younger sisters, Bert, my favorite auntie. Don't tell my other aunties I said that. Well, yeah, you could tell them. They know. But my favorite auntie, most controversial, they used to go at it like this. Boom, always constantly butting heads on the domino table. They'd fight, they'd yell at each other, cuss each other out. But then they'd always come back together and play more dominoes. If it went like a month without them playing dominoes, it would seem like it was something serious, but it was never something too serious. Although sometimes they did threaten to cut each other and they, threw the table at each other and all that. So there's been a whole bunch of drama as well as some key learners that I had just sitting around that domino table, how to cheat, how to cheat. And I used to cheat food stamps, so I had a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Them food stamps used to come in handy. But more than how to cheat, it was really how to love. Love does come with conflict. Nobody said this shit was gonna be easy. You get into some of these relationships where it seems like you're always working on the next score. You're always keeping count. You're keeping count of what the other person is doing. If you did 3 good deeds, now it's time for them to do 1 good deed. You know what I'm saying? Last time they had the car, they left it on E. You filled it up, you didn't say nothing. The next time you filled it up, didn't say nothing. And the third time you was like, hey, can you put some gas in the car? It shouldn't come down to that. Stop keeping score in a relationship. Continue to do good things by each other, and you'll be all right. But yeah, keeping score is one of those major keys that I say that I've learned from the domino table. Sometimes you just play the game to play it. We put arbitrary goal lines or end points on our domino table. We'll say the first one to 150 points when it's really unnecessary. That comes with just being the competitors that we are. Sometimes you want to define a game in terms of winners and losers. But the real sense of the game is just to bring folks together. You'll find that expanding into 250. Let's play to 250 points. I am pretty damn gangster. Salute. 250 50 points is a way of extending the game out even further. It's not always necessary, but it is something that allows for that. The back and forth, give people an opportunity to take the lead of the game, see who's in control, see what they do with it. Give people some opportunities to come back because on the shorter scoring games, one hand you can hit for like 50, 60 points. And that's just like real life. You have some years where you just hit. Have some years where, man, it just clicks. It doesn't matter what you was doing. You could do no wrong. And then other years, you just pull one of them hands where it's like, damn, you got all the doubles. You can't figure out how you finna make this shit work. So that's domino table talk to me. You make it work. Whatever hand you pull, you play the hand that you pull. And you know that after that hand, there will be another hand. Another hand will come. So the cards that you were dealt, if this was spades, you know what I'm saying? You're going to play that hand on out. And then you hope for the best for the next hand. Take the cards and make it work. Sometimes it seems like you might pull a crap ass hand where it's like, man, I can't do nothing with this. And it turns out to be exactly what your partner needs if you were playing partners. Sometimes you pull what you might think is a crap ass hand, and the person that you're supposed to be guarding, stopping them from winning the game because your hand seemed like it was so garbage. Everything you played stopped them from scoring. So you're in a better defensive position because you didn't pull all those dominoes that would have made you more offensive. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't always about being offensive. It wasn't your time to score, is another lesson that you can learn from the domino table. Sometimes you got to pass up money. Like they say, all money ain't good money, but it's good when you get you some of that good money. You know what I'm saying? So you may have to pass up 5 or 10 points if you want that 15 or that 20. You know what I'm saying? And all of this comes with taking your L's and taking your L's like a man. You know what I'm saying? So we let me see. Oh, the person before you put you on with. Oh yeah. They you can sometimes take over somebody's hand and it's just garbage. But check it out. You might pull a hand where you think is absolute garbage, but the person that's in front of you is trash even worse. And so they turn what you thought was absolutely nothing into hit rocks. They hand was so weak, you end up benefiting from it. And that's the way that I look at it, even in Del Paso Heights. We was right here situated in the heart of Del Paso Heights. We had urban sprawl going on in Natomas, you know what I'm saying? And that's where if your parents were already middle class and they were already looking to get out, we had quite a few families move all the way out there. It used to be called Northgate at the time, and they moved all the way out there. Big houses, subdivisions, and all of that. New schools, new technology, and all that. But before you got there, we had Rio Linda, which was the old white people's towns, and that's where we used to always have our conflicts and such. We ended up having an intermediary, which was the dark side, right before you got to the dark side, right before you got to the white people part of town. And that's just the way our situation was ecologically, where we were situated racially. We had our skirmishes and shit, but we never felt like we was doing so bad because we could always go under that underpass and see where them people in Rio Linda was, and they wasn't doing no better, even though they was white. They didn't have no level of I think their only level of privilege is that they had the police and the sheriffs rocking with them. And so because of that, they had that little bit of slight of advantage. But other than that, they wasn't doing nothing. Damn, somebody must have went live. Let me see what just happened. Let's see. Oh, Taz is still eating. Maybe Sinful to P. I know they didn't go see Curry. Nika Knight, maybe. It don't matter. I'm a still rock. One or a few. We know what to do. But yeah, we had to take our L's because OG Chad was one of the homies from the hood who lived in the dark side, and he used to have to drive after every game and shit, after the parties, doing what he did over there in the Heights and in the Manors, and then he'd have to drive all the way back to the north side, ended up getting into a car accident, killed his damn self, and that was one of the big homies. I mean, so it shows that there are some privileges in being distinct from who your neighbors are. And there's also some privileges in moving them fronts a little bit closer, being a little bit more offensive, and pushing a hard line on race politics and residential race politics forward. But at the same time, there's risks that come with it. And I love dominoes because it gives you those dynamics. It gives you those dynamics firm. Sometimes you get a good hand and you don't know what to do with it. Like those people who they call new money. They get that new hand and they burn through that money so quick. You give them $100,000 a year. They could go from making $40,000 a year to $100,000 a year, and even though their bills didn't go any further, they still have no money at the end of the year. What happened is because that's that new money phase. So you can give somebody a hell of a hand, and when I say a hell of a hand, that you count by 7, they can have 5 of the 7 fives, and you know it's count by 5, and they still can't turn it into 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 points on the board. Why? Because they don't know what to do with that. They're not accustomed to turning that money, and they're not accustomed to being in charge of the domino table and demanding what has to happen next. Man, what's going on here, man? I can't get a new game. It's on public 157 bones with the spinners create the room. What it do? What else can you say about dominoes? Dominoes is there's a lot of symbolism in dominoes that it slips people's minds, like those aces, like in craps we call it rolling snake eyes. When the board gets broken all the way down to the ones, and you on your last ones, we'll say, the ones, they do hold a strategic advantage because if somebody else dominoes, you don't give that man nothing. They're the lowest, but besides the blanks, they're the lowest on the board. The ones are the opposite of the sixes. So if anybody scores with a six, you can put the one on there and it's just -5 points. So you can get something. You can make something out of nothing with those ones, those hot ones. And then growing up, the hot dollar used to be everything, hot dollar. And so, what you graduated? What you done did? What you did? I thought you was on a vacation. Thought you was on a long vacation. Every picture I see you on a vacation. How you graduate? you were studying on the beach. I don't even know how you do that, but you pulled that one off. Let me know where you graduate from. You got your what you earned today. Let me know in the chat what you earned today. The privilege of having those aces also is because okay, so they're low, so you don't give the person that was domino, and you don't give them a lot of money if you have the aces. If the board gets high and they're using them sixes, 6 minus 5 is that ace, so you can still score. Biological science, oh my goodness. That's what we ain't gonna do is sciences. And science, hey, I don't know if you remember Mr. Rouse, but that dude beat my head. That dude, I had to take Miss Hales. We need one more, and we can get a domino table going. That's hard right there. That's some studying. Biological science. Congratulations, pretty damn gangster. It is gangster to get your degree in biological sciences. It's gangster to have a degree. And by all stretch of the imagination, we ain't young bucks no more. So you don't back in there. What up, chef? Bring your ass in here and play some dominoes, man. We need one more right now. You see the link, man? Click it. Or do I need to drop you a fresh high link, a fresh one right here? I'm gonna drop you a fresh one. Let's just dude say he don't know how to take. You took a few trips, but you've been working hard. Yeah, working hard, you earn a few trips, especially on some biology shit, man. Biology was hard. I had to take one biology course every semester. I could not double up on that shit at all, especially if you got biology and math. So biology, one of those advanced maths, and then like an English lit, and then they're probably like two. I don't know what the two other ones would be. Like history, like all the other ones are basically easy. If you got an English and you have like a history or a government or something like that, econ, economics, anything like that, a math and an economics, anything like that is easy. So, but the ones that be getting you is when you try to double up on them sciences, man, that should be hard. Like man, I had to learn the hard way trying to double up on science and then take one of them classes where they give you hella reading, and because the science reading by itself or the studying for science is what really gets you, like all the names and broken down. I don't know, man. It was hard. I'll just say that struggle was real. You think about getting the masters? I'm thinking about going back. Oh, there we go. Ready to go. We got 4. We could kick a game off. I know that struggle was real. What was I, like 32, 33, maybe 34 when I went back? Something like that. All right, so we got our first domino table talk conversation. We can see what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it. Ugh. All right, first move up top. 6-4 is what I'm looking for, but I got it in my hand, so I can't score right now. I don't know what I'm finna do because I don't know what they finna do. I got a few 4s, which strengthens me up a little bit. 4s are dirty. You get hit off 4s real easy. They at the higher end of money, so you want to give those away as quick as you can. Well, they took their 15. So now I can either cut the board down or I could get one of these 4s out since I'm lightweight in control of the 4s by myself. So you trying to get that PhD? Woo! Your wifey got that PhD. That mug hit. So I'm gonna keep the money going. I'm gonna put it on out there. So, oh shit, I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. I'm gonna put the money out there so they can see what they're working with that way. That way we got a little something on the board. Hopefully it keeps them fours out there. Uh, Giving up a little money sometimes is cool. Oh, right now, because they just published her dissertation and shit. They just published her dissertation, and we're considering whether or not we turn that into a book, start doing some scholastic workshops, academic workshops, and such, and turning that into an asset for us. We'll look at that in 2022. Right now, we're just going to enjoy the holidays, and then 2022, try to turn that around, see if we could make some money off of that, because it's a strong ass dissertation. So yeah, she just got hers published. Ooh, that mug like 200 pages. It's hella deep, and she's in education. So I'll see if I can find the link and share it. I got you. See, there we go. Like I was saying in the beginning of the game, that ace, you add 5 to it or take 5 from it, and boom, 10 to get me in. That's where them aces come in handy, is when it's sixes, right? And so sixes start the board, the very first hand. When I put another 6 up there, it makes it hard because there's not a big spread of sixes when it first happens. There's 6-5, which is a money bone that people want. There's 6 blank, which is another money bone. And then 6 tray is the other one that people want. 6 ace is the one that I like to keep because I'll follow that cab. Ooh, 100 dissertations. Hey, you know what I like to do when I'm like doing research into some of my debates and shit, rather than just finding a professor and saying, Professor such and such from Pennsylvania State said, and he specializes in this. I like to find the actual dissertation and then do it that way, and read the dissertation, because if their dissertation varies too much from what I'm trying to, the jewel that I'm trying to drop, then I'm not using them. I mean, unless they're black. I guess that's a part of me that I have to change. I'm still into that. If I'm gonna be presenting information in the debate, I'd rather give that highlight to black folks rather than giving it away to somebody else who's their own group will do a good job of giving them all the highlight and shine they need. So number one, clicking on the dissertation and taking the time to read it is a bit of a highlight, and then number two, actually presenting that information in a structured debate. So that's what I do. Yeah, that's gangster, right, Chef? Ain't nothing more gangster, man. Like they used to think, like we were so backwards in the hood. We used to think, popping tags, getting off on somebody, what I'm saying, all type of other crazy shit was gangster. Like nigga being able to smoke somebody under the table, being able to drink somebody under the table. All of that shit used to be what we consider gangster. Knockouts, one hitter quitters used to be gangster. Now, don't mind me. There is a place for all of that shit. Don't let that shit get you fooled. There is a place for being able to, hold your own in the certain spaces where we go into. The cannabis culture is real. I am not the one to deny the cannabis culture. Don't get me fucked up. The cannabis culture has a place in American culture, and that, and I'll stick to that. The knockout game as a mode of self-defense, to not have to have been taught how to defend oneself is that's a hell of a skill, and the will to do so. Because I know there's a lot of people who could have survived assaults and shit, but in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's only one more blank out there. Because of that, I'm gonna give up my hit rock and keep the blanks out there strong, which gives me a bit of control. That's why both of those people blocked. They couldn't do shit. So he has 2. I have 1. I'm gonna take my chance and drop blank blank, because again, blank ace is the second smallest one on the board. I ought to be able to live with that. And what really gets you is if you, like, even when we're high, we didn't have some better conversations in high school being high than I've heard on a lot of these YouTube platforms with people who call themselves men, grown men. We were youngsters, but we used to talk. We used to be real strategic type thinkers. Like when we take that trip out to, like, it only take like 5-10 minutes in Sacramento to get to where the country is, where it's all farmland. If there's no traffic. And so we'll just hit that 80 going west, like we're going towards the Bay Area. Knock that fool. Nope, they can still go. We're trying to knock the person on the right. and we'll see all the country, you know what I'm saying, where it used to be nothing but farms and cattle and such out there. Got him. So there we go. I got a drop, but the odds are, let me see, 5-6, 5-5, 5-4, 5-3, 5-2. So we got 5-1, Trey Deuce. Trey Deuce, Domino with 20. Trey Deuce, blocked, Domino with 20. See? That's called being a dominologist right there. Bang. Big money. Told y'all I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. That's called reading these dominoes right there. Big baby. But anyway, yeah. We could take 5, 10, 15 minutes out and we'd be right there in the country where all the, the farms and shit used to be, agricultural products used to be. Now, this is one of those hands where it's like, well, what do I actually do? I got big 5 and blank 5, so there's no way both of these are going to be worth money. I got big 6. I don't want to get caught up with that in my hand. Plus, it gives away a lot of money. 6-4 never dominoes. So they just play anything for me. All right, blank 4. It is what it is. Okay, so the blanks are even better. I got a couple of blanks I can rock with that. Damn, they didn't cut me off, so I got to play one already. Damn, what was I saying again? They made me forget what I was talking about. Countryland. I'll figure it out in a minute. I got sidetracked whooping their ass so bad. Damn, now they fucking me up with these deuces and 4s. I ain't got none of that. I could have hit him for 10, but let's see what I can do with that. Get some big money out there. Big money, no whammies. Damn, what was I saying? Damn, now I forgot what I was saying, and I blame Chef for it. A6, like I told you. Drop that A6. A6 with your dog ass. Take money. Oh, that fool left. Go on, man, take money. Trey, don't you run for me. 15. How do I close this one? Make it the big screen. Nope. How do I close this? All I want is the big screen. Come on, man, close this shit. Damn, I don't know how to close it and make it the big screen. I appreciate you. Yeah, so those who had middle class, they used to move out to the urban sprawl areas. That's what I was talking about. And those who could afford that, all right, cool. But the rest of us, we were all pretty much locked in. Oh, shit. They just hit for a big dub, big dub. Man, can I get any money out of that? None at all. Well, drop off. Hopefully they don't kill the 6s. Damn, there went one. Now I'm nervous. Don Cato, you thought you was in there? What happened? That ain't you? Oh, they done knocked my ass. 6-4 never domino. It's all good. They got 25. I got 85. So yeah, I'm whooping them right quick. I'll let you in on the next one. This one's 150. I put the link in there. Hey, you know what? Grant had that science class. If he was like, it was called physical science or life science, where they had the community garden and all that shit over there. I was the one who put that community garden there. And the class, the physical science class, where they had all the plants and shit that we could grow and all of that. I was a part of that very first. I was a part of the planning committee that got the curriculum in. I was part of the designing of the curriculum. I worked with the first teacher of the curriculum who came in, and then who worked with Mr. Rouse to get it up and running. And then the garden, me and rest in peace David Langston, we were on the groundbreaking for the garden that we put out there. So yeah, that was dope. I love science. It's a hard study though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm heavy on the trays. I could kill it now, let them bring it back, or I could keep it open. I'll let them bring it back themselves. I'm gonna just change the topic. This dude Taz, oh, that's what happened. Taz Exclusives opened up a whole goddamn new panel. He got Sin G on there and everything. I'm gonna let them talk. Don't tell Taz I'm bootlegging his live stream.
Right, he used this balance because this is what he wanted. He wanted to do. And
he knows the climate of the black community. He knows what black men sit up here is a lie. He is a black man. So he knows the lies that black men steal. Oh, she kept me away from my children. I just want to be a father. Oh, she's accusing me of inappropriately touching. Well, you probably were doing that. If you will go murder your ex-wife while your children is in the parking lot in the car, I believe that he would inappropriately touch them. Right.
And they locked it up.
Exactly. And then for a person to come here and try to identify something that gives him burning is insane to me.
That's a lot
and I'm not understanding how your viewpoint makes sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
They don't get first moves.
They identify through their own issue.
Right, and they're the same type of people. The dude who came up here empathizing with him, he's doing it because he's the same type of man. And he's basically saying, if I kill my baby's mom, I want y'all to feel that same sympathy for me that you're feeling for homeboy over here, because I'm probably going to say that, oh, I was being kept away from my kids.
Ain't no motherfucking sympathy.
That they love their children so much that they'll kill in order to be around them.
And these dudes be exaggerating, talking about they keeping me away from my kids. Stop motherfucking lying, nigga. Niggas stalk a woman harder than they stalk their kids. Nigga, and what the fuck did you do? What really did you do to make a woman say, I'm not gonna have you around my kids? That got to be some full-blown fuck shit right there, nigga. How? There is no way.
I've been talking about y'all pathology on these YouTube streets for how long? Y'all the ones whining and crying talking about I hate y'all. But no, I just know y'all's pathology. You're sympathizing with this murderous degenerate because it would be very
I should have hit that one upside their head.
That's why.
I learned my way around not becoming that.
Whooped me.
See how someone could. Hey, I was close.
All I had to do was throw the ace up there.
I get it. You're not right.
They caught me slipping. Listening to Sin G. Whooped us. Oh, they up there doing the thing.
That kind of stuff. But some guys don't get there. That's what I'm saying. Some guys don't man up, fight the bull, and have to deal with it. I get it.
The simple fact that you choke it up on your words right now, and you know that you still need therapy.
And they still can't go.
You just can't come up here and say one thing and change the narrative.
Ooh, yeah, they won this one. They got 15 out of my hand.
This is not about him needing therapy. This is about a pathology that a lot of black
Bam, took my first L. That's crazy.
5.5 hours that the black woman killed, and that
took my first L. It's all good.
Being killed is a pregnant woman. This is the pathology of black men.
There you go, Kato.
Needing therapy. The bottom line is they need to be bred out of the gene pool. It's just that simple. And I don't know what it's going to take for black women to take this serious enough to make that type of executive decision. But if these men are going to be running around...
It's interesting that Sinji says they need to be bred out of the gene pool as if the black woman doesn't have a degree of that in her as well.
Is that what we're saying? So you can't invalidate black male...
If there's anything inherently or genetically wrong with the black man, then unless she would advocate that it's only a part of the black male Y chromosome, then it would be a part of the black woman's genetic makeup as well.
Because I feel like this, the man raising up his voice to me, I'm already saying that he hit me already. So the simple fact that this occurred, this is not a game. This is really not a game.
It's interesting. So I'm gonna have to listen to them and have a conversation with them until my next game start.
Women coming into the hospital bleeding, half to death. And then sometimes they sit there and say,
Oh, I'm watching TV over there. That's where the TV is on the wall.
You had to knock on the door and tell their parents that man or her. So yeah, this is getting out of control. It's getting crazy.
Oh, there we go. We ready? Fire it up.
It's been out of control. And the only thing sicker than black male pathology at this point is black female pathology, because black women, unlike black men, have the power to control whether black men exist or not. So since there's men who will tell you who they are in the age of Aquarius, that's probably why this dude is sitting up here telling 400 people plus that he's the same type as this man who will go murder his baby's mom and his ex-wife while his children sit in the car in the parking lot. This is one of those men that you said you would. They don't go back on it now. Like seriously,
you could easily become that person.
Because that's already who you are. And that's because that's who you are. It is who you are. Because nobody can make you do anything that's not within you to do. If you are doing it, it is because it's within you to do it. If it's within you to engage in that action to begin with, then yeah.
Okay.
Because that's who you are.
I say take a different kind of person to do them type of crimes too, though. So I don't know where I'm at on that.
It's still who you are.
That's either here or there.
It is still here or there, because even if it's dormant, it's still in you. That's still who you are. Dormant or not, if you're a degenerate with a propensity for murder, you're a degenerate with a murder. All you're saying is that the right person has to provoke. And it doesn't seem like it takes much either. It doesn't take much, because that woman had already separated him from her. We know she wasn't keeping the kids from him. We know he was lying because he had the kids. We know that he was lying. He had the kids with him. So clearly,
they will me with them.
Well, what's the real reason that he murdered her? Because it wasn't because she keeping the kids away, because you have the kids with you. What's the real reason?
I was saying he's not a killer, but they pushed him.
He's not a killer, but they pushed him.
He just wanted to be in control, and they wasn't giving him that.
And he wanted to be in control so much to the degree that he controlled the narrative, even in his death. He decided to victim blame. And y'all thought y'all was running around not carrying an L because you thought that this was a black woman, but this is your preference. So number one, why are your preferences keeping your children from you? Why are your preferences basically doing the same thing that black women do? Because you said your preferences don't do it, black women do it. But this was a whole Asian and a white woman. I haven't seen a black ex-wife yet. Is there ever going to be a point in time when y'all say that all women are going to treat y'all the same because y'all are dusty trash bag bandits? And it's not about the woman, it's about your flawed, degenerate pathology. I mean, can we get a confession on that one, somebody?
I think it's a little bit of both.
No, it ain't both. It was never about the woman. If what a woman does can determine how you respond that much, nigga, you were already fucked up. I'll agree with that one. If there is something that a woman does that can determine how a man lives the rest of his life, he was pretty much already fucked up. A woman just can't have a baby and that be the thing that determines the rest of your life. No, you had a baby and that determined the rest of your life.
That does not mean they were bad people.
So basically,
that's a darn sack of that good green.
Basically, all of what y'all call propaganda, y'all call this racist propaganda against y'all. It really wasn't racist propaganda. It was just that men of no color knew y'all's pathology, and they were just simply trying to warn the world about black men's pathology. That's what I'm hearing you say, that there was no propaganda against you. You are violent.
We
you
are
murderous.
Yes.
You are a threat.
Yes.
You lack discipline. You lack self-control, and no one should feel safe around you. So basically,
right.
All of that was never propaganda. It was the truth.
I mean, propaganda does tell the truth too, though.
go astray. I mean, you had plenty of white guys that drove their own woman slaves.
You're just talking about the negative connotation of propaganda as if it's just like fiction or something. It don't got to be fiction to be propaganda.
And no, there
Let's see.
doesn't need to be a comparison. You don't need to bring up any
Propaganda
other
definition.
because y'all said y'all were better.
Information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, maybe it is then, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of
You don't
view.
need to mention another group of men.
Or it's just biased. It doesn't have to be. And then even misleading is a term that it goes awry. Because I might be trying to mislead somebody from the lies that they've grown accustomed to.
Why do you keep saying that black
Was that a
men
miss?
don't even like kids,
I don't know.
period?
Interesting enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Then why
I gotta
keep
get on them
abandoning
trays.
your kids if you like them so much?
Whooping, dub.
No, but who's taking, like, if you love your kids that much, nobody can take you away from it. Like, if
I
you have a
agree.
child, you best believe a person would take
Oh, good shit
you
up
away
there.
from my child over my
Whooping,
dead
dub.
body. That's the only way they'd be able to do it. So if you don't love your kids enough to die in pursuit
I'm
of
at you.
them, then you don't love them. And y'all won't even walk into a child support court or a custody family court. You won't
Is
even
that
walk
you,
into
Chef?
family-
Or is Don?
Most black men won't go. Most black men won't. Most black men don't. You won't even go to child support to see their children.
When I
There's
am
always
there,
going to be a issue between
Ain't
the mother
nobody
and
talking about you. We're talking about black men as a collective.
as a
They
collective,
do not.
Oh, they didn't let Pastor Dollars back up there. I mean, he's a youngster, so I guess they should be letting him speak. He is the one who we actually need to hear from to see what kind of messages are resonating on that younger end. Because shit, we the old heads.
I can't.
Because it don't exist.
They might as well basically say it's over for us.
So how are you
Nigga.
validating that black men love their children, but you can't provide any proof to show that they love them?
I'm gonna go with the flow, see what Don Cato
Y'all
want.
will say black men like black women, but you can't show no proof of that either?
Yeah, so don't prove it either. But what I can tell you is what we say. And a man's word is on
No. Y'all
This dude's finna say a man's word?
Don't even go there. Your
Niggas
word
be
is
lying in a
your word.
motherfucker.
They don't go beyond words. They mean absolutely nothing. So when a black man says he loves his children, no, he don't. He's just saying it.
Oh, get the fuck out of
He's
here.
just saying it. Anybody can say anything. It's easy for me to. I can say I'm a billionaire. That's the beauty of it. I can keep saying I'm rich, I'm a billionaire. That ain't gonna put no billions in my account though.
I believe brothers when they say they love their kids. They have a reason to lie.
Sure they do.
But you can't.
It's called caping.
They love their kids, but they won't go to family court so they can get them. They'll let somebody keep them away from their children. They won't even attempt to fight for them, but they love them.
Whether you love your kids is not what's got you in court. Do you love her?
Stupidity and manipulation needs to be bred out of them. It really just do.
Do you love that woman?
They're not gonna win. They know the system's against them, so they scared to go in
Did
there.
you win? Did you win?
I think
Did you win?
Do you love that woman? Me and that woman can have some more kids.
I'm talking to those men who are wanting that custody of their kids and see what they do. Why I'm talking to that?
I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn as much as I can from them brothers, but you know what I'm saying? I have taken some L's. I understand the fight. You can't say that, brother.
Oh, you shady Grady. I thought I was out of here. Well, they gave it to the low man.
If black men really cared, we would see an overwhelming amount of black men who were fighting for their children, and then they wouldn't even have to fight because let's just be real. Most black women don't want to be no single mother. Black women they keep their black men from their kids. Black men are keeping black men from their kids. If black men
Right.
love their children,
I just have to ask, what happened? What happened in that relationship? I've been married for 15, coming up on 15 years now. I've done a hell of a lot of fucked up shit in my relationship to be able to say, yeah, niggas be fucking up. I be fucking up. So what happened?
Did they say that?
That's what the CDC said.
Did it say black men are the most active fathers when they choose to stay home? Because I read it. Now let me ask you something, Mr. CDC. How many men did they test and what was the method that they obtained their information? So I want to see how much you actually read this study. so we can see how accurate you are.
He didn't read
The
it.
population size, and how did they get the information?
That don't matter. We know it's a small
It does matter. It does matter. It does matter.
She didn't say black women break up the relationship or the family frivolously.
Listen. A study is validated based on the population size and the method of obtaining the information. Stop it. Now,
I would say some women are more fragile than others. Cheating is enough to, or having sex with a woman outside of the relationship is enough to break one woman, whereas another woman to be like, man, fuck that shit. I should have played 6'5". I was gonna play 6'5" earlier, except it was only gonna give me 15. But when I play it now, I get 20. Because remember, the dude who I'm trying to beat has 125. So I didn't want to give him all the money up there. I wanted to see if he had it. He didn't, which means now the fives are stronger. See that? That's called Dominology right there. You gotta play the game a little bit. Like let me check him out first before I jump off this porch. Especially since I have both of them anyway. These two on the left and right can score. They're all right. Blocked him, so now I got Domino. Hopefully I should go on and win the hand with this one or win the game with this one.
No, they ain't. They gonna lie.
I don't know if we could play heads up on this one.
You coming from the thought process.
And Domino with 10, which means I need 15 out of their hands and I win. And there it is. Game over. See? All money ain't good money, Solo Dolo, but it's good when you get you some of that good money. I said that earlier. Hopefully these cats want to run it back. Oh, we lost one. Come on, join the game, man. I know it ain't heads up, but it's enough to have a conversation while we listening and check them out. Taz and Sister Cynthia G. Pastor Dollars is a youngster, and then I don't know who else is on their panel right now, but damn, we lost two people. That sucks.
Okay, that's not a lie, that's true. And some of the things y'all say is a lie, and some of the things y'all say is true. I don't think everybody's lying.
What do black men tell the truth about?
The fact that they are being kept away from their kids.
By who? By who?
The women and the state.
So when the women in the state can't keep black men
There
away
you go.
from their kids, tell me the process that's happening where the state decides to come in and say, let's keep these black men away from their kids. Walk me through that process.
Before the state can say anything to the relationship, the state got their own business to take care of, and they be failing horribly. Damn, Chef.
Even if the false accusations can take you away,
The state be doing horribly at managing their own business.
So again, walk me through the process of who's taking
Before you get to the state, something happened in the relationship. Acknowledge it.
who's keeping you away from your children.
So what the hell is happening in the relationship that makes a nuclear family no longer sought after or desired? Somebody's making that decision. Somebody is making that decision. Sometimes the decision is to walk away. Other times the decision is to run away. Sometimes people be in one foot in, 1 foot out. We don't know the circumstances, so we don't want to pathologize just the black women inside the relationship saying, oh, they just be looking for a cop out or a reason to run away, or they're what did he say? Frivolously breaking up relationships. That can't be the case. I've been married for 15 years. If it was anything frivolous, I gave plenty of reasons that weren't frivolous to end a relationship. I'll continue to give frivolous reasons to break up a relationship. I gave frivolous reasons why not to even be in a relationship with me as a black man. That's, damn, somebody just knocked me out the gate. That's going to be a hell of a dialogue to be had. What is worth fighting for in a modern relationship anyway? What is worth fighting for? Or if that's the case, we're going to have to define frivolous. What are some things that are frivolous that should not break up a relationship, or that we can't say should, because each person is constructed a bit different in their own hearts, minds, bodies, and so forth. But what are some of the things that would typically drive a wedge in a relationship to where a mother of a man's child would leave? Or for what reason would we say she should leave? Here, let me drop this in the chat just in case somebody's out there that has an opinion. Copy. Well, from my end, I can admit there are quite a few things that men can do that would sever the fellowship inside of a relationship. You just do some fucked up shit. Be lying, cheating, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, still trying to, play the single and mingling game. Disrespectful. Non-contributing. Immature. Uncommitted. There's a lot of things that men can do or be. Unemployed is a reason to not be in a relationship with a man. Times is too hard. So if that man is unemployed, I would see it. That's good justification for her to leave, if you ask me. That's just me, though. I don't know how she would get into a relationship with a nigga that's unemployed. But hey, sometimes they be looking to give a nigga a chance, I guess. Damn, somebody took 5. Fuck it. Whoever finna Domino finna get hella money. They got 25 out my hand by itself. New Money Marie, how you? Now New Marie look like old money. Oh, that's okay. I dropped the StreamYard. I dropped the Domino link. We listening to Taz Exclusive. Support Taz Exclusive Cash App, $ Taz Exclusives. He's on live with his sister Cynthia G. They brought on the youngster past the dollar. With all the different abuse, exploitation, violence, murder, to the point of murder with some of the stories that he was providing today from the news that's going on. It was time to open up and have a conversation with the people. And so I'm proud that he opened up the panel. But today is Domino Table Talk. So if he wants to come on over and join the Domino game, he can do so. If not, we're going to be here. You need me to turn them up?
Suicide, that'd be a suicide move for an individual, brother.
No, it's not.
There we go.
No, it's not. MLK did it. Don't y'all say
Nah, MLK had a group. MLK had a group.
Well, he started himself. Though.
He had a group.
And he started it himself.
Is that cool?
He had a group, though.
Did Hitler start by himself, or did he start with a group? Because I think Hitler, he started by himself, didn't he?
In a jail cell, yeah, he started bouncing stuff in a jail
right,
cell.
Right, so exactly. So y'all are some bitches. Basically. That's basically what it is.
So you want.
No, that's a fact until proven otherwise. It's a fact until proven it's not. It's literally a historical and present fact.
So
it's been documented.
You want brothers out here individually and die?
No.
I don't care what y'all do. Y'all will die anyway because you're bitches. Right. And so if they want to pick you off one by one by making you a hashtag every other week, then yeah, they'll do that because they can. If they want to accelerate it, they'll do that because they can, and you ain't gonna do nothing back. And we know that because you haven't been. This
dude out of his fucking mind trying to have this conversation with Sinji. He not radical enough to talk to her.
The thing about it is,
black men ain't supposed to do nothing. It's that simple.
You say black.
Nobody sees black men as a threat. Nobody.
You say black men. So how can you refer to black men as a collective? And then when I say we have to do something as a collective,
because y'all are. Y'all are a collective of bitches.
You say
y'all
black
are individual weak bitches that make up a collective of weak bitches. That's how it works.
All right. I give you that. All right. You want to go there? You want to go there?
You can't give her shit.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it is based on what you said.
Nah, it's not the case.
Oh, he gonna cry in the car.
It is because you can't even think of a time when black men have shown anything other than weakness. You can't think of a time.
I mean, you got a bunch of brothers that have been in together. You got the NOI, you got the black NOI.
Everybody try to jump to the NOI.
And none of them as a threat to anybody. Nobody, none of them. You think some Bible toting white Jesus dick sucking men are gonna be a threat to somebody? Please.
Dominachi.
You shoot down every
Y'all
people.
said a white man is the most high, and you've been sucking his dick since you figured that out. So the bottom line is, y'all ain't about to do nothing to nobody. Y'all worship white men. Stop it.
We're not Negro peons. Get out of here.
This fool crazy. The fuck you think you is? You go anywhere in the world, you're a Negro peon to them. An American black man is a Negro peon anywhere in the world.
Yeah, you look at sure does. They coming from his nutsack, are they not? Are white women creating white children on their own, or are white men's nutsack involved?
I don't know. Fuck that. Forget all that.
Oh, wait a minute. So you're that hold on. So you're so delusional that you're going to sit up here and not admit that you love what comes from a white man's nutsack? Are you really going to be that delusional? You are praising the
Hey, Queen.
that come from his nutsack.
Sure, how you doing?
You heard.
These people crazy as Joe Frazier. What did you argue with this lady for? You're not gonna win that battle, bro. Calm down, bro. You ain't gonna win that battle, bro. You might as well leave that alone.
Because his nutsack has to be there in order for them to be created, does it not?
In the competition of ethnic groups, man against man, we done lost that one, bro. They'll blow this world up time over time, nigga. You can't even get to you. Where's our plane at? First of all, why you thinking we finna fight somebody? You ain't even got a plane, nigga. Build a plane. You can't build a plane. You gotta build a bunker, a dirty 30. Build a bunker, nigga. Chicken Little tactics. You don't want to fight, nigga. Preserve your life, my nigga. Stop it. In the battle against explosions, nigga, you lost that shit, bro. Guerrilla warfare is not finna stop some shit that takes out entire forests. Well, damn.
So white men do. White men find what comes out of black man's nutsack very useful. It's been helping him to stay alive, actually.
Man, we get our ass spanked. Definitely me. Yes.
Well, I mean,
what comes out of the black man's nutsack is very useful.
How do white women help black men? By doing what? By doing what?
Well, I know a couple of brothers that got their LLCs behind a white chick.
If you needed a white chick to get an LLC, you're remedial.
She cuts.
Do you not understand how stupid you sound? Do you not understand how dumb y'all sound? You need a white woman to get an LLC. You can just go online and apply for it yourself. You're that dumb.
Like $125, man. What up, chef? My bad.
Yo, what up, fam? What's good with you?
Oh, chilling.
How does it sound? Does my sound good?
It does, but I don't know if it's gonna create an echo because I got you on the speakers and I got them on the other speakers.
Oh, I'll mute up though.
No, it's all good. Hopefully the echo ain't too bad. They'll let us know if it get too bad.
All right. I see you got the domino going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't play domino. I don't play domino that much. I'll be playing like 21. I'm really good at 21. I'm one of them. Huh?
Blackjack?
Yeah, blackjack. I'm the blackjack king, fam.
Yeah, somebody got to be because I don't gamble at all. I might as well walk in the casino and throw my money on the floor.
Yeah, I only play the games that niggas played it in the spots and all that. Little CeeLo, some craps, blackjacks. I'm good at those. And a little bit of poker.
They tried to teach me how to play CeeLo with the 3 dice and shit. I was like, man, what the fuck is this?
But yeah, I was trying to join the domino thing, but it wouldn't let me join in.
Probably because it got full. It was at 3 people.
Oh, okay.
We just needed one more.
Oh, okay.
You would think I would keep it low since the person only needs 10 points, but nah.
Yeah.
I'd rather get to the next game than cry over spilled milk.
That's what's up.
Plus, I need 45 to come back. I can't come back nickel and diming this dude to death, but I'll try.
No, that's not.
because she'll allow you to rest in your femininity.
What you think of this dude, Pastor Dollar?
Brothers,
First, he come on trying to say, well, it could have been anybody, you know, if they were fighting for their family and who really snapped and lost it. Yep, there it went. First, he came on kind of lightweight, caping for the killer, and now he's damn near siding with you know, white women and shit.
they have brothers in the system that
Yo, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm my own man. I can't. I don't let the actions or the words of another man define me. But as far as how he want to get up there and say what he want to say, he's definitely making himself look like a fool up there, trying to stand up for somebody else. You know what I mean? Like I don't believe in taking your life for one, not murdering nobody. You know, top priority. But like to take your own life, that's some coward shit right there. Like so, I'm not gonna stand up for somebody who made the decision to take their own life. You know what I mean? That's so I would never speak on the behalf of anybody who did anything like that because it's people that are fighting to live. You know what I'm saying? Are fighting for a
Right.
day, fighting for another month, another year, so forth and so on, or trying to get healthy so they can add longevity to the back end of their life. And you got people that just take their life and recklessly kill other people. I have nothing to say. I mean, his actions speak for himself. I would never stand for that.
You're right.
Now, I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't say. See, I've been in situations where certain things made me did things that I thought about later. Like, damn, why did I do that? Not making it okay for what anybody has done, but pressure bust pipes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm
Right.
gonna just I'm gonna say that because I'm gonna say everything wasn't always bad. It got bad, and then there was no preventative maintenances before it got to that point of explosion. You know what I mean? So I'm not advocating for any type of violence. I'm against that, brother Moses. But I do know that sometimes the perfect storm, the perfect timing, the stars line up for even the evilest of things to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I believe people. I say that because I give people the benefit of the doubt. That's why I say that. And in more ways than others, that's came back to bite me, right? But I don't change my stance on that because in order sometimes to get to the root of things, you have to have the experience. So if we didn't know what bad people were, we wouldn't know what good people are, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? To find out narcissists and psycho behavior, these people have to be studied and stuff like that, so we can take these instances and learn from it. There's obviously something going on with the man that they're talking about on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, he probably
Yeah.
has a lot of things going on. You know what I mean? But I'm not the person to do that. But I sit back and watch and I analyze really good though.
I be thinking sometimes they need to start off with how are you doing? How are you really doing with the people who come on some of these panels? Like for real, some of these dudes is I know they be hurting because the minute they try to go back and forth, um, I would say Taz, but I think Taz does give him a little bit of reprieve when they try to go back and forth with with a woman and they're a man. Um, that to me shows some real deep insecurities. That's some pain that they got to be dealing with. Um, it's cool to have great conversations and dialogues with women. We're not always going to agree, but um, reading the room says, can you even hear when a woman is letting off her real venting and frustration? And I just don't think that a man psychiatrist is going to be the best for a woman, even if they did have the degree. And these dudes don't have the degree, nor do they have the skill set to actually diagnose and help a woman through whatever she may be going through. Even when I hear Cynthia G, I hear somebody who, if she studied the black male pathology so long, it has to be something that is destroying parts of her that were the most humane because niggas is fucked up. Niggas is fucked up and there is no way around it. And so there's a bit of humanity that has to be being sapped because I think we were built hardwired to love each other. And so if that wiring is now at the point of saying, man, fuck these niggas, let these motherfuckers die. These niggas ain't shit. Then something is going on that has to be acknowledged. That's the way I feel about it. So I mean, It's not that there's anything that I could do about it other than just listen, but deeper than that, um, the way that I absorb information makes it a transfer of energy for me. I'm not in the headspace to deal with that much trauma. I say fuck these niggas for real to the point where kill like popping a nigga or defending myself, popping a nigga, whatever that might be or whatever, however that might look like. That's just a reality. But for her in her role, it sounds like she is she's called to help other women get to the point where their life is dependent upon whether or not they're willing to make that decision. And she's tired of talking to women who were not able to make that decision, and thus those women end up getting harmed. And so we see stories like these on the news that continue to re-trigger and re-trigger that pain. And I'm not going to talk to that pain. I just be like, nah. And on the contrary, um, you like white people, you like white people, you like white people more, you like white people more, going back and forth on who really idolizes or puts white people on a higher pedestal with the way that we think and the way that we operate. Um, that's annoying. That is definitely annoying. It's true, we both jockey for position to get closer in proximity to white dollars and white spaces. And if given the option to live with the absence of any white contribution in our lives, everything that we had would have to be black originated, black created, and all of that. I don't see a lot of African Americans being willing to move into that space of dependence on blackness. And that's whether male or female. Um, and I put that on the man. I still put it on the man. If we have yet to resolve that it is on us as an ethnic group to create a space that both the black man, the black woman, and the black children would like to grow up in, then that is on us. If we've created a space that's so hostile to our own people that they would prefer to live in an intermingled society with others than to live amongst us, that's on us. If we have forgotten that we are on this journey called life to do so, then that's on us. Like there's so much that's worth fighting for. Um, what are we comfortable? Are we just complacent? What is our excuse that we could logically make for not pursuing a space for us? I mean, and it goes further than, the American dream was to buy a house and, own your own business and live a quasi separatist life where your bills are paid and maintained. You're a part of a broader society, so you have a sense of belonging and connection. It goes further than that for me. It really goes down to when, like, you go to Atlanta, you walk outside, you can see black cops, black store owners, and everything like that. But you'll still, when I look at the infrastructure of places like that, I still understand that that's not ours. That is not ours. And at any given point, we could still be subject to lose everything that we thought we stood to gain or benefit from having access to those spaces. The similar way that those cities and major everythings were constructed, whether it was through slave labor or however we want to put it, that's still the goal for me. We are still in the business of creating spaces that are safe and prosperous where people can thrive. The space that we have right now may be good, but that shouldn't mean that we stop trying to build an even better space. We may not like the access and utilize the access that we have to the technologies of today, but that shouldn't limit us from dreaming about the technologies of tomorrow. And we do ourselves a disservice as a people and even as humans once we forgo those type of thoughts and forgo those types of actions that create and instead of just destroy. um Let me see, let me take my dime right there, a good dime. A lot of what I'm saying right now still hinges upon the messages or the energy that I get from Cynthia G. um if the fight was only a fight of physicality, um then we lost that battle against the white folks a long time ago. The bullets, the conversion of minerals into weapons of mass destruction, the conversion of information into weapons of mass destruction. Um, in so many ways, we've lost that battle. Um, And I don't think we're even willing to grow back towards winning that battle. Do we even want to have nuclear armament as our resolution to say, see, I'm better than you? Or as a way to say, see, if you do something to me, I can do something back worse against your people. Um, that level of thinking, she's right, nigga. I'm not even willing to think like that. And then they putting that pressure on me this hand. Well, you put the pressure on me, I put the pressure on you. Let's go. Make them do something. They just don't want to fight like that. And I think that's always been the case. Once you could be in a position of leadership and you realize that you have to kill 1,000 of your people off in order to kill 100 of theirs, then it becomes a hard decision to make. Oh yeah, that person in charge over there, whether I went blanks or deuces. I'm gonna drop this off, get my 10 before they lock it up.
So when you say space, brother Moses, what are you talking about? Like a government or something? A state? Like what representation of space are you speaking of when you say create a safe
Um,
space?
Oh yeah, so that's geographically first of all, wherever you're at on the world, you know what I'm saying, whether it's let's just say 100 square miles, or if it's not even all intact. Right now, it's very fragmented. So, oh shit, they done fucked up. They think they going downhill. They just helped me out. Um, so right now we're dealing in the headspace of Black people. The Black woman, does she consider it murder to abort a baby? I mean, to abort a fetus. I take my money. I'm greedy. Does the Black man consider it murder of his own race to procreate outside of the race? Um, do we do we acknowledge that we have the value to create spaces of safety and sanctity for our own people, or do we rest on the fact that we already have communities that are erected and solid where our people can go? They can go to church if they're scared already. They can go get a job if income security or financial security is a challenge for them. Do we rest and say that's enough, or um, are we using our same spaces to create those opportunities? Oh my God, whoever that person is fucking crazy. They're giving up the. Let me see. This could either be a good thing or a bad thing. Let's see what happens. Yeah, good for them, bad for me. They cut the
Yeah,
shit down.
I say that to say because I created a safe space every day in just being me. I create safe spaces in my home. I create safe spaces within business, and I become a person that inducive to creating safe spaces wherever I go. You know what I'm saying? If I'm if I have my kids and I'm taking my kids out, and brother Moses is taking his kids out, and I say, hey, brother Moses, let's take our kids to Disney World. Your kids automatically are in my safe space as well. I'm gonna make sure all the kids stay together, they play together. We don't leave no one behind, nothing like that. These are the spaces that we can control and that we can create. When we say like spaces, like creating a safe space in our world or in our mind, that's kind of hard. That's a hard task to put all on one plate or under one umbrella because instances are different, levels of protection are different, and we're in a space that someone's created for
Mm,
themselves to for themselves to be safe. So in our reaction of trying to create safe spaces within another space, we become a threat. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And that's with a whole thing of, are we willing to fight? Where me and you, I agree with you at, like, niggas ain't willing to lose none to gain everything. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree. If we're gonna say like on a broad aspect of creating a black space within a white creation, then yeah. But other than that, I think every man has the ability to create safe spaces just in his existence. I mean, and that's the broader, most important thing. Like if you're a parent, when you put your kids on the bus, maybe the other parents, ain't there or can't help put their kids on the bus or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're there and you're kind of like watching those kids too. You don't want no weirdo coming up or any kind of suspicious behavior at the bus stop. You're there and you're just observing, you know what I'm saying? You're creating that safe space. Um, and also how we raise our kids, um, also is inducive to creating safe spaces. Because if we don't raise children that manifest bad environments, uh, we're helping create a safe space with that as well. So it's not that much of a challenge. It's just the broader paintbrush is different. You know, some instances need a little skinny one to get the smaller details, and then you need that big brush to get the mass spaces that need the painting. So people got to start utilizing all the brushes in their brush kit. You know,
I like how you take the practical application of a safe space too. Like, what can we practical? What can we do today that's practical, is realistic? It's not some, the lofty vision that we often hear. And there's money on the board. I'll take it that way. Could have took the bigger money, but nah, we'll let them live. All right, I'm
yeah,
gonna turn
no,
them
no,
back
it,
up.
it is practical. You know what, man? I was watching one of the TikTok videos, and I watched the little kid. Had to be two little kids. Had to be 3 or 4, and I watched them impersonate the baby. You know, the rapper, the baby. My God, what a crazy dude! But I
Right.
watched them imitate him to the T, to where in the part of the video he slaps a guy in the video, and one of the little kids had slapped the other little kid just like in the video, and that brought something to my attention. I said, we do they do imitate what they see. So if even if at that little age they're doing it, so when their mind is more advanced and at another stage, and then they start listening to the drill music, what are they doing? They're imitating that as well. It's crazy that the finer, the smaller practical things like filtering what your children watch will impact them greatly down the road. And that'll help you hit the broader scope of things. That'll help you get a lot more work done when you just fine tune the smaller things,
Hmm.
the practical things, the things that you can control.
I dig it.
Uh,
But when you were being
but
a
dude
teenager,
up here on the panel, on Taz panel, he wilding. He's doing too much for something. For I mean, just by popular, choice. I mean, come on, bro.
what you
You
say?
can there's nothing right in that situation.
I'm dead
You
serious.
know, there's nothing.
Black women abort, and I'm gonna continue to
What was
spread that
what was right happened between those people. I don't know how old their oldest child was, but that's when it was right in the conception of the child. And maybe there was turmoil then, but the child is the children are the beautifulest thing that have came from it, and now their vision of life is tarnished.
That's see, and
Their
you
innocence has been taken from
ask
them.
for them to be more of those
Mm-hmm.
biracial kids you say are not black.
So what?
I don't think
So
you,
what?
I don't think
Maybe,
you,
maybe they won't grow up to be losers like you are.
I ain't gonna lose about it.
Maybe they won't be 400 years a conquered but loser that's whining about other men. Like, why them
See,
whining about men?
see, she try to act like she's super. There we go. The fact that she just said maybe there won't be, it still seems like that's what I be hearing. I hear that there's a righteous grievance that she has and that she airs from a woman's perspective, especially a black woman's perspective. Um, that's that says, why is it that my men are the one that are broken, this broken and dysfunctional? Not that she would want to be a part of any other group, but one that says, why is it that ours are the ones that are this fucking fucked up? I'm gonna take my 10. Like she said, so maybe it won't be another 400 years of these type of men. it's a slight, you know what I'm saying, backtrack. You can't say abort them all, and then say maybe in the next 400 years, because that still says in the next 400 years, there's a chance that we would have not all been aborted, which she knows. And then there's also that well, what if they can get it back? What if they can? What if something happens? What would be needed to get these men back on track? Now she can't be the one to say what needs to happen, because that is once again supposed to be the man's role in determining the direction of the black community or black people on whole. It's 100% fine that white people determine that a white president or the white democracy, capitalism that benefits white people predominantly, they can agree with the way systems and everything is operating right now. That's on them. No shame to them for agreeing with the way things are working, because they're obviously working in their favor, right? If
Hmm.
black folks are the ones who are saying the way this system is operating currently does not work in our favor, then it would have been and it still is beholden upon us to make any adjustments that need to be made to the system. And that's where the competition comes in, right? Because while we're trying to make the adjustments, we're competing against those who don't want those adjustments to be made. We're competing against those who want adjustments made that are more favorable for them, right? And with that competition comes responsibility. The ethnic groups that want, politics and economics and society to work more in their favor, they have to put forth their best players, or their best players have to rise to the occasion and fight for it. Likewise, we have that same obligation. If let me see, yeah, I could kill it now and bring it back. It's only 15. If I don't keep up, I'm in a position of losing. If I do give it up, yeah, I'm gonna take my 15. Fuck it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Take my 15. Um, yeah, yeah. So the advantages that the other groups have is that they have one less competitor when it comes to the African American man. Real, what's good, my guy? They have one less competitor when it comes to the African American man. They can look to fight the good fight, or however they want to fight it, against other groups, and they can try to learn the strategies and see what the other people are fighting for. They can study and do all of those things. But with the African American man, they don't have to study so hard. They don't have to work so hard, because it's pretty much laid out for them, when we don't fight. And then the methodology that we've used to push back and try to enact change, has been pretty predictable. The picketing, the protests, the things like that, as to where it's not a hard battle for them to say, okay, here's what we need to do if they start protesting. They know how to piggyback or to co-opt a protest. They know how to put in actual demands once a protest has been made, and put it into plain language, so that they might be able to, or their people might be able to benefit from it, right? Case in point, they've been able to shift it from black people and our grievances to people of color or minorities. They've been able to shift it, almost like the hashtag Me Too, to make themselves included in all of the negative struggles that African Americans can bring politically or to the table, however we bring them to the table. They've been able to work themselves into that conversation, and it doesn't matter which one it is, whether it's in corporate America. But if you look at it on the inverse, what are the politics that Asians are actually fighting for in America? What is their political platform that they are fighting for? And how have black folks been effectively able to co-opt what Asians are doing? It'd be a long conversation to try to get to that point of understanding that they've created their own lane of what they're doing, and we haven't even studied what it is they're actually doing. And even if we did study it, are we in a position to fight back? What is it that we, and then if we break apart whiteness from its conglomerate, from its collective, um, we tend to talk about the Irish, but what about those other forms of white who are also in America, carving out their niche or making their space in America what they would like it to be, competing for what they would like to see happen in America? Are we actually learning from what they're doing, or are we just resting on the fact that there was a hell of a lot of violence that those groups enacted that we're not willing to do? See, all of it couldn't have been violence. A lot of it wasn't even against us. So why are we afraid to actually learn from it and say, you know what, there has to be something more that we should be doing right now in order to make this space a space that we can really be proud of and that our children um, can grow up safe in. There is no we have to wait at the bus stop because something might happen to our kids. The reason why we have to sit at the bus stop and wait with our kids is because we are in that space where fear is a perpetual thing, where we do not actually believe that in any sense our children will be ultimately free or safe in this space where we live at today. And so the best thing that we can do is wait with them. Yep, there it goes. Let's get to the next one. Dang, fit in and quit. I think I'm like 3 for 6 today. I'm running 50% on these games.
Yo, who that on the panel with us, brother Moses?
Hey, Queen.
Oh, what up, Queen? I can't even see it. My screen's small.
Hey, good evening, Brother Moses. Hey, Chef
Good
Divinson.
evening. Sorry I didn't acknowledge you sooner. I brought you up, but I just went on with the conversation. How you doing?
No. Listen, it's fine. I was here doing my thing anyway, washing up and tidying up and listening to the conversation. What you were saying in regards to when Sin was talking about in 400 years, I understand in one way why she says that, because if you think about it statistically, what's happening, yeah? If um if 4% of black women are dating interracially, which is a very small percentage in comparison to black men dating out at 3 times the rate, we've got how many generations of biracial children? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have societal factors that play a massive role into the psychology of the black community. So in 400 years from now, it's hard to say where we're going to be at because of what's going on now, determining the long term consequences. We can guess, hazard a guess, but unless we're sort of there to really see, we don't know.
Mm. It would take quite a few generations to even get there. Um, my hope would be that the men turn it around before the biracials outpopulate us to where their reproduction is reproducing more biracials and multiracials than we are able to reproduce black.
Well, in one sense, some places are heading in that direction already. Do you hear what I'm saying? So, in one sense, although I hear the hope that you have, the reality that is present is something different. So within the fact that you've got biracial children, a good proportion of those having, black fathers, um, we're seeing the same consequences here for, black fathers not being around in biracial children's lives. And those children who are now adults, they're telling their own experiences and their own stories and coming to the realizations of the fact that, self-hatred and the issues between their father and their mother and the things that they've come to understand, as well as we've got a high proportion of children that are in foster care and adoption that are black or biracial. For the most part here in England, there's that kind of, we don't call it the one drop rule, but it amounts to the same thing. So they
Mm-hmm.
really sort of classify, the biracials as black, but there's a higher number of biracials in care, because a lot of the mothers, once the fathers kind of left, they can't handle it. And they want to kind of pull a Kim Kardashian in terms of going back into white society. So in order for that to happen, some of the white men won't accept the presence of a biracial child around. So they will, put that child in care. So what I'm seeing currently here is that the biracial children are becoming the go-between. So when I say that, we've got small packs of young men, yeah,
Hmm.
that are some of them the heads of those gangs or groups is the biracial child. But they, because of their connection to blackness, because of their connection to whiteness, within those groups you've got the white boys and the black boys. But the impact that I'm seeing at the moment is not for the positive because of the way that those children have been disregarded into other cultures by the presence of their fathers not being around. Do you get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? A different kind of white supremacy is being born, so to speak, through the biracial classes that are coming up because they're defining themselves. They have a different kind of privilege um, when they're young, and their privilege changes as they get older. And then it's for them themselves identifying where they want to be. So a
What?
lot of the go ahead.
Now, I was just gonna ask you, what side do you see it impacting against more? Is it more of the white classes side or the black classes side?
It depends in what area of life because obviously they fall in between, isn't it? So you can be on both sides of the fence, and it's more down to their family circumstances. So if the men are not around, and then those that are in the house um, tend to turn away from the black culture, people, I think there's still that whole the seed of your father and stuff like that. But when it comes to ethnicity and it's written down on a birth certificate, it's via your mother, you know. And with the Jews, it's you'd be written down on your birth certificate as Jewish. Do you get what I mean? So with a lot of the men that are here that are going into interracial relationships, they're not really carrying their culture forward. There's a
Mm.
small percentage that are really getting involved and really, encouraging the black side of their culture. More so, the men are investing into the white culture, which it has become a detriment to the black side because the money is going
Absolutely.
back to the community. So
Hmm.
unless you change that, it's going to continue. But we're already on this path. We're decades into this path.
Right.
So although it would be good, I can't foresee it because then you're asking black men who really don't want to be with black women that want to go outside of the community to stay in relationships, which is going to cause resentment and abuse and all kinds of things.
Right. And that's where I feel like if I'm a black man, so I'm gonna talk about the black man. But I know I'm not blind, so I also see other things too, and going on in other races and cultures. And I'm gonna
Mm,
say where I feel like where we took a major hit, a major L, as far as the progress of our children is even when we've, however you want to take it, been thrown out the home, left willingly, you know, forcefully, whatever you think, to leave the home, we still haven't maintained, our dominance in our children's lives, our economically, financially, we haven't remained still a presence in their lives. I feel like that's where the major disconnect was because when you look at other races and other cultures, I'm not saying that they're better, it's just that that's what I see. When you look at that same situation in other races, when the father has left the home for whatever reason, his dominance over his children and his guardianship is still a heavy presence. You know what I'm saying? For legacy purposes, for culture purposes, like it's like when you see an African, he still stays in his African child's life and instills whatever he see fit for his child. You know what I'm saying? And not one race is perfect. There is instances where it's happening in other cultures too. But in mine, it's a heavy existing or non-existent of it. So I would have to agree with you on the leaving the home part. You know what I'm saying? Like I love your perspective on it, Queen, and everything, all that. But you definitely hit home with it when you brought up the presence of the father, even if it's not no longer the the relationship that he may like. His
Mhm.
presence still has to be dominant to shape the future, the culture, the things that this child is gonna his belief system, his morality,
Yeah, definitely.
en-
Even in terms of
encouraged.
them being in the home, because there was a project that I saw earlier this year. I don't know if you've seen the clip. It was called Dad's on Duty. It was a
Mm.
project started to a collection of dads, black dads that have gone into a school which they were having serious problem, bullying, fights. Kids weren't doing well in terms of their homework, their studies. They weren't turning up to class on time. There was truancy. Since they've implemented that project, there hasn't been a peep. The police haven't been called since, as far as I'm aware. The kids' attendance has gone up, their punctuality has gone up, they've had less truancy, their grades have gone up. Um, so that just shows you, as an example, within one school, the impact of 20 dads being on the premises, being around, being visible, being present can have. And so it'd be interesting to see projects like that rolled out. They actually, I think they will actually want different what do you call them, factions. They want to be able to roll it out across the country. Um,
Mm.
so it'd be interesting to see if it had the same impact in other places.
It should. I mean, it really should. Everything that with good intent touches, usually good intent comes out of it. That's
Hmm.
when it's real.
Hmm.
You know, I've seen in smaller instances, to kind of piggyback off the broader picture that you painted with the dad thing. Me dating a woman that has a child with the father that's still in her life. He's coming around. He's you know coming to pick up his kid. He's doing everything that needs to be done as far as from a father's standpoint, and he's not letting the fact that their relationship is no longer a thing,
Hmm.
and he's still being communicative, and I can see that impact on the child. Like
Hmm.
while I was dating, I see how good the child is, and in some parts it's easy even to reprimand, because when the fathers are gonna respond to, like, when the mother says, "I'm gonna call your father," and the child knows that the father's gonna actually come through.
Hmm.
That's another instillment of learning how to be responsible and stuff like that, and make proper decisions, which is important when raising a child. You know what I'm
Hell,
saying?
Hmm.
no,
So
Marie, why did you take your money? You should have took that 15.
so
You just
definitely, yeah, definitely.
I
Yo,
mean,
you playing for real money, brother Moses?
nah on the board. She had 15 points before I dominoed.
Oh,
She
okay.
just put the three on the wrong side.
What's up, New Marie?
Oh yeah, I
hey,
whooped
Joe.
her ass real fast this game. Next game.
Good evening, everybody in the chat.
Hey, you know what? They just put the guys is talking on the GOAT channel now, so maybe we could go on and join the conversation now. What you think?
Go ahead, do
Who
your
you,
thing.
who you going over there, brother Moses?
Yeah.
Are you going in the stream? Oh, okay.
All right, man. I appreciate it, man. Head with us over there to Taz channel, Taz exclusive to GOAT. They're having a conversation ongoing once again. African American men killing African American women, killed his girlfriend who was Asian, went and killed his wife. I think is the story. I believe it's out of Baltimore. Big headlines. People are talking about it. It's a heartbreak, and so they're allowing that energy to process. He has the panel open over there, and they're talking about it. I'm gonna go on over there and join them. Thanks for coming and rocking with us. Took a little bit of moment to de-stress, let a little bit of that out, play some dominoes, and then now we can get back to it. So um, thanks, Queen. Man, you're gonna chop it up. And Chef, I appreciate you, big bro.
No
You
problem.
already?
Always a pleasure.
All right, Queen.
Bye, Chef. I'll see you guys over there.
All right.
Bye, Brother Moses.